vision, a dream, an ideal, standing up to, being brave and facing challenges, potential, capacity, ability, validated, confirmed with proof, took over, took the authority of, nurture, develop. Read the preamble of the Constitution of India given in your textbook. Pick out words that refer to the following: brotherhood, fraternity, freedom, liberty, honestly and seriously, solemnly, fair and impartial treatment, equality, having supreme authority, sovereign, unity and oneness, integrity, a promise made to oneself, resolve. Answer the following questions. What helped Dr. Kalam fix the three visions for India? Dr. Kalam fixed the three visions for India based on the achievements and progress he had witnessed in the history of the nation and during his own career as a missile scientist. How should we handle our freedom? We should protect and nurture our freedom and build on it. What are the characteristics of a developed nation? The characteristics of a developed nation are self-assurance, self-reliance, and self-confidence. What are the drawbacks of us Indians? Our drawbacks are we do not have self-confidence, self-reliance, and self-assurance. We are embarrassed to recognize our own strengths, our own achievements. We have so many success stories, but we refuse to acknowledge them. Our media is obsessed only with bad news and failures and disasters. We show glory details of killings, bombardments, deaths, etc. on the front pages of newspapers and overlook the inspiring stories. We are obsessed with foreign things, which robs us of our self-reliance and hence self-respect. What is the prerequisite of self-respect? The prerequisite of self-respect is self-reliance. What foreign stuff are we Indians crazy about? The foreign stuff we Indians are crazy about is foreign TVs, foreign shirts, and foreign technology. What is the dream of the 14-year-old girl in Hyderabad? The dream of the 14-year-old girl in Hyderabad is to live in a developed India. Complete Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's profile with information picked from the lesson. Profile Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Title, Profession, Branch of Science, Important Position in Government Held is Three Visions for India. Title, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Profession, Missile Scientist. Branch of Science, Physics and Aerospace Engineering. Important Position in Government Held, 11th President of India. Is Three Visions for India, Freedom, Development and Standing up to the rest of the world. Using a dictionary, internet, note down the main differences between a developing nation and a developed nation. A developing nation, a country that is poor and whose citizens are mostly agricultural workers and the average income is very low. A developed nation, a country with a lot of industrial activity, high economic growth and where people have high incomes. Self-reliant and self-assured. Self-reliant, not needing help or support from other people. Self-assured, having confidence in yourself. Our strengths and our achievements. Our strengths, the qualities and abilities that we have which are an advantage to us or which make us successful. Our achievements, our successes or accomplishments. Farm and granary. Farm, a large area used for growing crops, flowers, etc. Granary, a storehouse for grain. A remote sensing satellite and a natural satellite. A remote sensing satellite, artificial or man-made satellites with remote sensors which have been launched into space to measure various things. A natural satellite, any celestial body in space that orbits around a larger body. Find evidence from the lesson and write in your own words. Indians respect the freedom of others. India has not tried to conquer anyone or grab their land, culture, and history. We have not tried to force our way of life on anyone. This is because Indians respect the freedom of others. It is time to see ourselves as a developed nation. We have been a developing nation for 50 years. Now we are among the top 5 nations of the world in terms of GDP. We have 10% growth rate in most areas. Our poverty levels are falling and our achievements are being recognized globally. It is time to see ourselves as a developed nation. We Indians are obsessed with foreign things. We Indians are obsessed with foreign things and we want to have things like foreign TVs, foreign shirts, and foreign technology. In Israel, the media have a positive outlook and self respect. In Israel, it was the day after Hamas had struck and a lot of attacks, bombardments, and deaths had taken place. However, the front page of the newspaper had an inspiring picture of a Jewish gentleman who, in 5 years, had transformed his desert land into an orchid farm and granary. The glory details of the killings, bombardments, deaths, etc., were inside the newspaper, buried among other news. This showed that in Israel, the media have a positive outlook and self respect. India has many amazing success stories. India's many amazing success stories. We are not only the second largest producer of wheat in the world, but also the second largest producer of rice. We are the first in milk production and are number one in remote sensing satellites. We have great personalities like Dr. Sudarshan, who has transformed a tribal village into a self-sustaining, self-driving unit. Pick out some sentences from the lesson that convey a general truth. If we are not free, no one will respect us. We must stand up to the world or no one will respect us. Only strength respects strength. Military power and economic power both must go hand in hand. Say whether each of the verbs underlined below are finite or non-finite. We lack the confidence to see ourselves as a developed nation. Lack finite to see non-finite. We stand first in producing milk. Stand finite producing non-finite. I want to live in a developed India. Want finite to live non-finite. We prefer buying imported things. Prefer finite buying non-finite. Indians never try to force their way of life on others. To force non-finite. Having invaded India, they captured our land. Captured finite. Say whether the underlined parts of the following sentences are phrases or clauses. People from all over the world have invaded us. From all over the world, praise. I believe that India had its first vision of freedom in 1857. I believe clause. It is this freedom that we must respect. That we must respect clause. We are a great nation. A great nation. Praise. I want to live in a developed India. In a developed India. Praise. We have so many amazing success stories, but we refuse to acknowledge them. We refuse to acknowledge them. Clause. We have 10% growth rate in most areas. In most areas. Praise. Replace the underlined phrases with clauses. Do you know his place of birth? Do you know where he was born? In his absence, the thieves looted his house. When he was absent, the thieves looted his house. I am a citizen of India. I am a citizen who belongs to India.